The true story of Miguel Felix Gallardo, nicknamed the Boss of Bosses. He was the first CEO of drug trafficking in Mexico and the founder of the Guadalajara cartel. Born in 1946 in Culiacan, Felix Gallardo did not begin in the streets but within the ranks of law enforcement. He was a federal police officer and bodyguard for the former governor of Sinaloa, Leopoldo Sanchez Celis. This background gave him something no other cartel boss had: institutional vision. He understood how the government worked from the inside. When he decided to enter the drug trade, he did not do it as a gunman but as a mediator. He united the families of Sinaloa with groups from Chihuahua and the Gulf region to create a federation, the Guadalajara cartel. Felix Gallardo changed history when he sat down with the Colombians. Before him, Mexico mainly trafficked marijuana. Felix understood that the real money was in the cocaine supplied by the Medellin cartel. His greatest genius was logistics. He established an air and land bridge that moved tons of cocaine into the United States. He did not personally handle the drugs. He owned the infrastructure. He was the man who turned Mexico into the indispensable launchpad for the largest drug market in the world. The power of Felix Gallardo seemed absolute until 1985. The kidnapping, torture, and murder of DEA agent Enrique Camarena marked the beginning of his downfall. Although Felix always denied giving the direct order, he pointed to his associates Rafael Caro Quintero and Ernesto Fonseca Carrillo. The United States government launched Operation Leyenda. Pressure from Washington became so overwhelming that the Mexican government, which had protected him for years, had no choice but to hand him over. On April 8, 1989, Felix Gallardo was captured in a luxurious house in Guadalajara while eating breakfast. But even from prison, he allegedly tried to maintain control. According to the story, during a clandestine meeting permitted by authorities, Felix divided the map of Mexico among his lieutenants in order to prevent a war. He gave Tijuana to the Arellano Felix organization, Ciudad Juárez to the Juárez cartel led by the Carrillo Fuentes family, and Sinaloa to Joaquin Guzman and Ismael Zambada Garcia. Without realizing it, or perhaps knowing it very well, Felix Gallardo planted the seeds of the wars that would bleed the country for decades afterward. Unlike modern cartel bosses who die in shootouts or end up in maximum security prisons in the United States, Felix Gallardo spent decades in Mexican prisons. Today, in 2026, he is an 80-year-old man who is nearly blind and deaf. His transfer to house arrest should have been completed back in 2021. However, the process has been delayed over and over again for reasons that many consider absurd. Among the explanations offered, one in particular has been heavily questioned: an alleged technical problem with the electronic monitoring device provided by the security company, which supposedly prevented the measure from being carried out.